You're just a big, fat panda.
I'm not a big fat panda. I'm the big fat panda. Skadoosh.
Before we get started, I have something to show you. Please put your volume comfortably loud. I'm not kidding. This is like soul-enriching stuff. Put your volume loud.
Think of a wonderful thought, any happy little thought. Think of Christmas, think of snow, think of sleigh bells, off you go, like reindeer in the sky. You can fly, you can fly, you can fly. Think of the happiest things, it's the same as having wings. Take the path that moonbeams make, if the moon is still awake, you'll see him wink his eye. You can fly, you can fly, you can fly. You go with a high and ho to the stars beyond the blue. There's a Neverland waiting for you, where all your happy dreams come true. Every dream that you dream will come true. When there's a smile in your heart, there's no better time to start. Think of all the joy you'll find when you leave the world behind and bid your cares goodbye. You can fly, you can fly, you can fly, you can fly, you can fly.
Is that just phenomenal or what? There are no instruments there except the human voice. It moves me. That is the magic of voices. You can find them on iTunes. You might even recognize some of the people there from the Voices of Liberty at Epcot. They have a YouTube channel. It is JD Ray 83. YouTube channel right up there, JD Ray 83. And with that, welcome to Big Fat Panda show number 25. Over 2 years now. We have to thank my exclusive sponsor, David's Vacation Club Rentals at dvcrentals.com. Please go check out dvcrentals.com. You do not need to own DVC to stay in a beautiful Walt Disney World villa. There is a price calculator right there on the site. You will see exactly how much it costs. Big savings over there. Our guest for this month is Mr. John Frost of the Disney Blog. So it was the 4th of July. I have some fireworks finales to share with you. Let's go look at the fireworks finale from the Magic Kingdom. Well, it's the Magic Kingdom fireworks, but we are at the Contemporary at the top looking at it, courtesy of Steve Fox via InsideTheMagic.net. Take a look at this. Did you hear the lady at the end? We didn't miss anything! And here's Epcot's finale. Wow, from the World Showcase. Wow. going back to the Magic Kingdom with the refurbishments and the new hub, they are slowly revealing those new turrets, those pieces on the side of the castle that make the castle look larger. They are revealing 2 of them. Here's some video of it behind me, actually. And people are like, what are they for? I do think they're going to house some projectors or speakers in them, but they really look nice. They don't block anyone's view from the angles that I saw. They just make the castle look better. They make the whole space look better. Of course, I'll get video and let you know when the other 2 are revealed, because then it should look more cohesive. It was a very special month for me. My friends Eddie and Sarah Wells have been trying to have a baby for a long time, and it just so happens to be that Sarah is very pregnant now, 7 months pregnant. They wanted to find out if it was a boy or a girl, so they had the doctor put whether or not it was a boy or a girl in an envelope, and they didn't open it until they were in front of the castle. And I got this on film. I'm going to give you a little clip of it. The full video is on bigfatpanda.com, but they revealed in the Magic Kingdom whether or not they were having a boy or a girl, and it was up to me to put the correct corresponding magic band, either blue or red, into a bag for them to reveal it to one another. Take a look at this.
Oh my god, it's gonna be a boy! I was pretty surprised. Are you sure you put the right one in? Oh, hold on, I got the envelope for proof in case, and I couldn't open it nicely, I'm sorry. I'm shaking.
Isn't that great? And I can't wait to meet William. So my friend Ricky DJ Technoid Reed on Facebook, he makes these tunes. They're pretty amazing. He's got this whole Disneyland 60th anniversary stuff to listen to. If you get a chance, go to his SoundCloud. I have the address up here. I think it's SoundCloud/DJ Technoid-3, and you can download it and listen to it. He's got some really good beats there. He takes Disney and does something crazy with it. I like that stuff. One of my friends, Kathy Sabelski, who also happens to work for David's Vacation Club Rentals, she let me know that the Garden Grill is now offering breakfast and, actually, as of November 8th, we'll be offering breakfast and lunch as opposed to just dinner. So that's pretty cool to have another character offering if you wanted to choose, especially at Epcot. And the Garden Grill, the rotating restaurant, I think that's pretty cool, so thank you, Kathy. Over at the studios, they did some upgrades to Fantasmic. No, they are not the major upgrades that I think Fantasmic needs, but the projectors were updated to be high definition. They do look a little bit better. They're digital now. And they did add Tangled and Frozen into the bubble section. If you blink, you'll miss it. But there are now Frozen and Tangled into the bubble section. See if you can catch it. And of course, Disney Springs is still evolutionizing itself. But have you seen the plans for the Edison? I am really excited about this place. I don't know what to call it. Is it a bar? Is it a lounge? Is it both? Is it a restaurant? I don't know, but the inside looks great. Like steampunkish, futuristic. Look at some of these shots. It's some cool stuff. The Edison. It looks pretty huge. I think there is one already in California. I don't think it has anything to do with Disney, but I'm not sure. But it looks like it's going to be great. I can't wait to see. Disney Springs is really coming along. Corinne Anderson is off this month, but I managed to do my own little merchandise segment with Stephen Miller, the merchandise communications manager of Disney. We were at the Harambe Market. And I know you've seen in other shows and videos I've done the new Zuri's sweet shop, which is a lot more than a sweet shop. Stephen Miller shows us some of the new items. There's 80 items. He didn't show us all that are coming to Zuri's sweet shop, like curry popcorn. Take a peek.
I did bring out this. This is the Flame Tree barbecue sauce, and this is the thing that is delicious. It's inspired by the actual restaurant. You know, we worked with Disney chefs. They captured that kind of sweet and spicy flavor on it. You compare this.
That stuff is awesome.
This along with the actual spice rub, and it is just, you got to smell it. I mean, the spice rub itself. I mean, you can take a whiff here, right? You know, right? So these are great. I mean, again, it's just that it really captures the flavor that you find of, you know, the restaurant here in the
That's not the same thing.
Same thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm glad you get to smell it.
And you can actually come into the shop and you can smell these here. You can see which one you love. You also can try these. These are animal-inspired treats. We have elephant. There's a monkey. There's a cotton top tamarind one. I love the hippo pop, which I think is great. There's really 3 different themes here. You see the animal thing here. It's carried over into this Lion King theme. These are great. My son had these recently. He was eating them just like Timon and Pumbaa, the bugs and everything like that. They're delicious. The rock candy is great. It looks like rocks, but it tastes like candy. It's really good. They have this kind of Pente program, which is inspired by Animal Kingdom like logo itself. Popcorn here, it's great. There's about 4 different flavors. This is one of my favorite, the African spice popcorn. It has hints of cardamom, citrus, and almonds, and it is delicious. I ate about half of that.
That sounds really good.
It is that, and then along with the coconut
Curry
patties,
popcorn.
Curry popcorn on that. You know, even the chocolate bars, unique combinations here. They have milk chocolate, coconut, and mango, dark chocolate, sea salt. Again, the colors and so forth, all inspired by that Animal Kingdom logo. And then you have the Lion King Gourmet, not only the spice rubs this year, but also the coconut. We even partnered with Ancient Oil out of Winter Park, and they have some olive oils that we're offering in the location too. And then finally, the blessing baskets. These are great. These were actually created by artisans in Africa, and you can connect with them online. You can actually go and find out more about the artisan who made it and that kind of thing. So again, very unique.
It's much more than just a sweet shop.
Oh, it is. And these are really only found in this location in Harambe Market.
Awesome.
So a very unique destination, great place to pick up a good treat.
Okay, I gotta go make purchases. That's awesome. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
So on Facebook, I asked a lot of you about our Disney pets. They don't necessarily have to be Disney photos of pets, but just pets in general. And I opened up a can of worms. I got more emails than I know what to do with. If your pet is not seen now on this little segment that we're going to do, I promise you he or she will either be there next month or the month after. There are just so many photos. Let's take a look at some of our Disney pets chosen randomly for this month. So I've done my share of podcasts this month. I did a food review with Lou Mangello. You could find that at wdwradio.com. Go to podcasts. It's the La Cantina food review. That was a lot of fun. I did a specialmouse.com, Special Mouse podcast. That's with Kathleen Kelly. She was a guest on our last show, and that's about how DVC can possibly work with special needs. Go listen to that. That's really awesome. A lot of information there for anybody. And then I also did a Diz Film project. They're actually canceling the Diz Film project. I think it's Ryan Kilpatrick. He went to work for the Cartoon Network. Congratulations, Ryan. So he's not doing the Diz Film project anymore. But we did. If you go to dizfilmproject.com and you listen to our talking about Inside Out, I'm on that podcast as well. So just some plugs to go listen to other things if you have not gotten enough of my voice yet. My exclusive sponsor, David's Vacation Club Rentals, has their own YouTube channel. I'm sure you've heard me talk about it once or twice before. YouTube.com youtube.com/DVC Rentals. It's really their website name, but it's youtube.com before it. I am making so many videos for them. Please take a look over there. They are really good quality resort and room tour videos. Tours of the whole resorts and of the rooms, so you know exactly what to get before you do request something. I will be starting, and I probably have started it already, or I might be starting in a couple of days. You'll see a night tour video. So I'm doing the resorts at night because I think they look so different at night than in the daytime. I think we're starting with the Polynesian, so there'll be night tours of the resorts. You know, quickie things, because you've seen most of it in the day, just how much different it is at night. Take a peek at that when you can, youtube.com/DVC Rentals. The prize for this month, Dispatch from Disneyland. It is the book from our guest, John Frost. It's really a cool book. You'll hear us talk about it during the segment. To be entered for this, make sure you are subscribed to Big Fat Panda YouTube channel. Put any comment in the bottom. You could just say hello. And just make sure you give this video a nice thumbs up for us. We appreciate that. Thank you very much. And now we'll get to our guest, Mr. John Frost. Ladies and gentlemen, John Frost from the Disney blog.
Hey, John.
All right, don't hate John me. I asked you not to wear green.
You know, this is all I have in my closet. I'm very
John,
sorry.
There's more shades of green on here. Like 50. You're like 50 shades of green.
This is why when I blend in and like camouflage.
They don't follow directions. I'm very sorry.
Around.
Did you bring another shirt?
I did. Would you like me to change?
Please.
Okay.
And now we'll try it again. John Frost from the Disney blog. I'm gonna give you the hug.
Oh, hey,
How are you
John.
doing?
Nice to see you.
I like this shirt.
Thanks for inviting me on your show.
You're very welcome. I'm glad to have you. I've been inviting you probably for like a year now. And you're like, is next month my show? I don't know. No, I've been trying to sync up with you for a while. So, I asked your wife some questions to ask you, and here's what she gave me.
Okay.
She said, well, first of all, the Disney blog, up there. Disney blog. What color is it? The title of the Disney blog.
Blue.
Yes, it is.
Blue-green.
Very good. It's blue. Oh, no, now it's green. All right. So, she told me that you have a grandfather who was an Imagineer, and it's not a very well-known thing.
Well, that is true. I have written about it on the blog off and on when it's appropriate. But yeah, my grandfather was Vic Green.
Vic Green.
Yeah, and he actually got his start in 1954 when Walt was forming WED Enterprises to build his little Disneyland project. And he was going to all the other studios in town and saying, "Hey, I need your craftsmen, I need your designers, come just for a little while I build this park." And of course, he never gave any of them back. And so Vic started at the bottom, working with Ken Anderson, painting flats. He'd been a studio designer, worked with on shows like The Three Stooges. So if you go through and read the credits, and like there's his name, which is really cool.
Speaking of credits, I heard that Vic has a credit on Main Street.
He does.
Where is this window? Because I'm going to get a picture of it and show it here while we're talking about it.
Yeah, I actually lived here for a couple of years before I realized he had his own window. I'm walking down the end of Main Street got a sundae, and sat down to eat it and looked up, and there was Vic's name on the window right outside the ice cream palace.
Ice cream thing?
Yep.
What is the name of that? Why don't I know the name of the ice cream parlor?
So if you're facing Main Street.
No, I'm facing the castle.
No, so facing the wrong. So if you're facing the castle, turn around.
Okay.
Look down Main Street.
Okay.
And then look above the ice cream palace.
Okay.
And there's a window there with Walt Disney, and then he has underneath that the instructors, and the instructors were all the vice presidents of Imagineering at the time, who helped build Walt Disney World.
Wow.
So
that's a pretty cool thing.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool thing. I never really got to know him. He died while I was still a toddler, but going through the parks and going on the attractions that he helped design, that helps me feel a little close to him. And when I've had the chance, I talk to Imagineers that worked with him or trained underneath him, and they've, helped me get to know him a little bit. So.
Okay, you started the Disney blog in 2004. Wow. We're talking almost going to be 15, 16 years now?
Yeah.
Oh,
it'll be 11 years.
I'm sorry.
Just had my tenure. You want to back up?
Yeah, let me do
Ask that question again.
Okay.
This is new math. It's like, this is what they teach in the Common Core now.
I should leave it. I really can calculate. I should just leave that. Okay, so, no, should I do it over? Let me do it over again. But the laughing is funny. I should keep it. This is what goes on. This is my editing.
You can blooper it at the end.
Okay, we'll have a blooper at the end. Okay, so you started the Disney blog in 2004. Wow. Okay, so we're talking 11 going on 12 years. Unless my math's still there.
What year are we in right now?
We're in 2015, I think, so
Yes.
it's 11 years. Going on.
No,
12.
it's 10 going on.
Going on 11. Okay.
10 and 11.
The reason he's laughing is I messed up the math previous to this, so we're leaving this one now.
Yeah, no. Yeah, so I've been blogging.
I'm not very bright.
I've been blogging personally since back in 1998 when I had to code it all by hand, and because I'm a nerd like that. And
Oh, it was Usenet. I read.
well, I was even Usenet was the kind of one of the big online places, but I've been blogging, and then started working with Doobie and Rebecca of LaughingPlace.com in 1999, which was out in California. Then they moved out here. And I was like, well, what do I want to do? I've been blogging since 1998, so the Disney blog.
I noticed a lot of Disneyland people eventually moved to Florida. So that whole argument about Disneyland being so much better than Disney World, and I haven't been to Disneyland yet, but I'm going. But come on, why are they coming here?
It's because it's better. There's a lot more to do out here.
But I know most people love Disneyland. I'm scared to actually fall in love with it because then, I mean, this is my thing.
If you ever go to Disneyland, you will fall in love with it. But some loves are better left at a distance, where you go back and visit them and you rekindle the flame. And, it's just like old times. Where out here, there's so much to do that you never have to worry about being...
There's always something going on.
Redoing the same things. And when I was at Disneyland, it was more like the bar of cheers. You couldn't walk 20 feet without running into somebody you knew. There were hangouts. The rockers hung out over here. The swing dancers were over here.
Yeah, with Disney World, you could ask somebody in mouse gear in Epcot, do you know the person that works at Mouse? They never heard of them.
Yeah, so...
in the same store.
Right. It's very rare to run into somebody in those. But now you can follow people on Facebook and you can...
What made you start the blog? What was it that just said, I'm going to start this blog?
Well,
That was
I don't
another
want to repeat
Stacy.
myself.
That was another Stacy question.
Repeating myself a little bit, but I've been blogging personally, and so when I left Laughing Place on a full-time basis, I wanted to keep writing about Disney, so I started a blog. With it takes 5 minutes. I started it on a service called TypePad. All you had to do was put in a name, and
So Disney was a passion for you. I mentioned your wife Stacy, your son Indigo, dancer. We'll have a picture of them over here. Who is more of a Disney fan? Because Stacy is a pretty big Disney fan.
Yeah, Stacy is a Disney fan as well, and that's how we met, actually.
Okay, give me that story.
So we belonged to a collectors club called Once Upon a Time, and Collectors Society, or Once Upon a Classic Collectors Society, and they're everywhere, but mostly in Southern California. And Stacy's a big collector of ceramic figures and...
Was this the Walt Disney World Classic
and the
Collection?
Walt Disney World Classic Collection and those stuff like that. And I was going there because I was looking for women that like Disney. So it worked out really well.
That did work out really well.
Yeah.
You actually had a goal and you did it. A lot of people should do that. Like, I'm going to ask them, what do you like? Go to a club.
Go to a club. That's where you meet people.
Yeah.
Because my club was a Disney club.
That's awesome. So we have Indigo is a big dancer. He's a Disney freak too. Is that because you guys instill it in him, or is it natural, do you think?
I think it's in the Frost family blood.
Okay, speaking of Frost, at first, the reason I really invited you here is I thought that you had something to do with Frozen. And I had to throw out all my questions, and I realized it didn't have any.
I may have inspired Frozen.
Okay.
But,
Loosely inspired
by John Frost. Yeah. Before I was born, they came up with this.
Truthfully, it was hard to find things to ask you because I went to your bio on your website. Do you know what it says?
There is no bio on my website.
But it says something.
It says bio coming soon.
It says one day, trust me.
Trust me.
That's what it says. How long has that been there?
Oh, since about 2008, give or take.
So give me a quick Little John to Big John, just a quick span over there. Where were you born?
Born in Portland, Oregon.
Okay. That's far from Disney.
It is. It's an 18-hour drive from Disney. So my grandfather lived in Southern California at the time, worked for Disney, obviously. We would hop in the van, drive down there, and they'd put me on the crib in his room, and I have pictures of me with him, and he gave me the Mickey Mouse watch that the Imagineers got. And, of course, we'd bring home souvenirs from Disney and the folding books. And so in between the summer trips to Disneyland. And living in Portland, I'd pore over those books because, of course, there was no internet then.
Right.
All you had was your brochures and that.
So at what age were you able to move to California and be at Disneyland so often?
So I went through college for 4 years and didn't go to Disneyland once, and because I was a poor college student surviving on ramen noodles like everybody else. And then when I graduated, I'm like, well, that's it, moving south. And so 1992 all the way through 2001.
So 150 years.
Yeah.
I'm making a joke in reference to my bad math from before.
So yeah, no. Southern California is just a horrible place to live because of all the traffic. But if you live close to where you work, I guess it's fine.
How close were you to Disneyland?
About 45 minutes away. I was actually closer to Disney Studios. I walked to Disney Studios and walked to Universal Studios. And
The Disney Studios isn't like the way we have studios here.
no, that's like the actual
Right,
Disney,
the actual studios.
the
Was there
actual
anything to
studios.
see there? I mean, could you walk in?
If you had an appointment, you could walk in, and then around Christmas, they opened up the studio for a Christmas fair, where the studio people who worked there would make wreaths or different stuff, and they'd have a craft fair out where you could buy them, and then you kind of like surreptitiously walked off and saw, maybe toured the animation building when you weren't supposed to, or
That's cool, and you would
But-
hope to see something.
yeah, I'd hope to see something. Yeah,
Tell me what you think makes a good blog.
being transparent about who you are and what you do and why you're doing it, and being authentic about your passion.
I totally agree with that.
And as long as you have those two things, and you can write with half a darn, the people will come.
Are you
So,
looking for people to write?
I'm always looking for people to write. If you have a passion about Disney, Disneyland, Disney World, Disney movies, Marvel, Star Wars, anything that's by Disney or about Disney or even a competitor to Disney, I want it on the blog.
You have written a book.
I did. I wrote it 15 years ago, or almost 16 years ago.
I'll put a bigger
But
picture over here, but
But I just published it about a year and a half ago. So it's been sitting on my shelf waiting to be published.
Dispatch from Disneyland. You have other books in the works too, kind of.
I do. I have a Walt Disney World centered one that's tips, tricks, and tips for Walt Disney World. I'm working on that right now.
Ooh, okay, I'm going to like that one. I always learn something new reading these things. This is stories and essays from the happiest place on earth. And I tell you, it's different than what I expected. And I didn't read it all yet. I read some of it. Right before you got here, actually, and he had me crying. I'll explain that in a second. But they're not, like, I thought I was going to open up and find, like, little facts of Disneyland, and it's not. It's really, I'll let you describe it, but my quick version, it's really you describing a lot of detail about, in a quick few paragraphs, about a specific time and event and something you're noticing. Is that how you would put it?
Yeah. So the stories part was really me sitting somewhere in Disneyland and being inspired by what I saw and weaving whatever story came out of that moment. So if I was sitting on the Main Street porch and I would smell the smell coming out from the candy kitchen, and I would hear the ragtime story, and that became a story.
Yeah, and they're given in such nice little increments that it could be a great coffee table book where you don't have to invest all of it. You can cover a story in 5 minutes or another one in 10 minutes.
Yeah, coffee table, that's not the room I was thinking of actually when I wrote
Coffee
it.
table.
You put it in the throne room,
This too could work.
And so, yeah,
You could have coffee in the throne.
could have coffee in the throne. I wouldn't recommend it.
The one that I read that I couldn't believe how emotional it was, and it's because you wrote it with such detail, was, what is it called, Fireworks?
The fireworks spot.
I'm not going to tell you too much about it, except it's about him sitting next to an older gentleman who describes why he likes that fireworks spot. And you wrote it with such detail. I felt like I was there, and by the end of the story, I'm really crying my eyes out, sitting down.
Yeah, I write it. You could say it's from me, but really I'm writing it in the
gentleman's
in the gentleman's perspective.
Yeah.
So you can put yourself into the story, and I think that because so much of Disneyland to me was the emotional feeling I got at Disneyland, and I really wrote the book so that when you're not at Disneyland, you can read these stories and just capture a little bit of what the emotional impact that Disneyland had while you were there enjoying it. And if you've never been to Disneyland, you've only been in Disney World, there's a lot of crossover.
Yeah. Okay, so where's all the ways we can find you, except for the Disney blog?
I'm pretty much the Disney blog everywhere. So Instagram, Periscope, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube.
The Disney blog.
The Disney blog.
Okay,
The
and
is important because without the makes it descriptive, and that way I can use the word Disney without having.
So
Disney
even on
come
Facebook,
after.
you're the Disney blog.
Yeah.
Awesome. I thank you very much for being here. You know that I hang out with your wife more than you because you're busy working. And hopefully I'll have you back on the show and we'll update some more. Will you come back when the next book comes out?
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you very much,
Thanks.
sir. I appreciate it. And there you have it, show number 25. Thank you again so much from the bottom of my heart for spending some time with me. Future guests will be Matt Dabrowski. Matt Dabrowski is a Walt Disney World cast member, and he will be attending D23 and coming back to report everything he possibly can for us next month. Then we have Jim Korkis, Disney legend Jim Korkis will be here. I'm very excited about this. There's so many things going on. Halloween is coming up, and then of course my favorite time of year, Christmas. I know I'm too early, but I'm excited about it. I really am. I'm excited about Christmas. I'm excited about Halloween too, but I'm really excited about Christmas. The water bottle just cracked. And let me once again remind you, if you, a loved one, a family member, or a friend are planning a trip to Walt Disney World, please take a look at my exclusive sponsor, David's Vacation Club Rentals at dvcrentals.com. You do not have to own DVC to stay in a great villa there. Again, all the videos are on that youtube.com/dvcrentals. You can see what you're getting, use the price calculator, find out if the dates you want fit into the price, the budget that you have. You're saving a lot of money than if you tried to book these just by calling Disney and going to Central Res. So go forth, create pandemonium, and above all, please keep giving out those panda hugs. Thank you for giving them to me too. And yes, you can keep sending me those pet photos. I'm gonna make this a continuing thing because I've gotten so many photos. Check Facebook under John Panda for how to send more photos. Thanks again, guys. Until next time, Panda out.